Thank you. Yeah, okay, cool. So everyone can find, yeah, Chloe. Okay, so everyone can find a comfortable seated position, either on a mat or on the ground, or if you just want to be in your bed this morning, you can lie in your bed or sit in your bed and listen as well. You just want to have a space. So like I was saying before, if you part of a household or you're in a flat share or you're by yourself, maybe you want to close the door and just create a bit of space away from everything. Great. And you can either be sitting, maybe you want to lean your back against the wall, that might be comfortable, or lying down. And yeah, like I said, you can move at any point. Do not feel pressured to stay where you're sitting. Feel free to move if it gets uncomfortable or you need to change. And have your pen and paper ready in front of you for when we do some writing tasks a little bit later on. So if everyone could just close your eyes. If you don't feel comfortable closing your eyes, you can also lower your gaze just to look a little bit further down, just to bring a bit more awareness to yourself. So if we find our position, and we're just gonna sit with our eyes closed. And if you'd like to play some music in the background or play the playlist that I put on Facebook and Instagram, you're more than welcome to. If you'd rather sit in silence, some people find it easier to practice in silence, and that is totally okay as well. There's not one way that anyone should meditate or work on their well-being and mental health. It's individual to each person, and you should never be made to feel bad if you feel that you're doing it wrong. There's no wrong way to do it. Everyone will find out what works best for them, and hopefully this might work for some of you. So you just find some stillness. We're going to do a body scan from the top of our head all the way to our feet. So if you think about the crown of your head, if you're sitting, try imagine it's reaching towards the ceiling. You want a long spine. And move your way down to your forehead and your temples. Maybe relax your eyebrows. Maybe your eyebrows are a bit tense this morning. You can relax them. If your eyes are shut, feel how heavy your eyelids feel. Your cheeks. Relax your mouth and your jaw. Maybe open your jaw slightly. You can maybe move it side to side to release some tension. Or you can move it in a figure of 8 if you're feeling a bit fancy this morning. Relax your tongue in your mouth. Don't let your tongue have any stress or strain or pressure. Let it sit heavy in your mouth. Your neck. How's your neck feeling this morning? Is your neck and your shoulders and your traps, are they feeling quite tight or are they feeling open? Throughout this body scan, notice what feels good and notice what doesn't feel so good this morning. That's totally okay. It's okay to have mornings where your body feels ready, where it feels ready for the day. And it's okay to have mornings where your body is, oh, it's such a struggle to get out of bed. Just having an awareness and thinking about that. Shoulders, how do your shoulders feel? Do they feel tight? How about your collarbones? Are they heavy? Open, closed? If they're closed, try to open them a little bit. Your chest. Can you feel it rising and falling with your breath? Your rib cage, is your rib cage flared or can you feel them dropping? Again, just notice, just acknowledge it. Your belly, is your belly soft? Could you make your belly soft to allow your breath? How are your upper arms and your elbows and your lower arms and your hands? Are they resting on your knees? Are they resting down by your side or are they in your lap? Are your palms up or your palms down? Don't change anything, just see where you've chosen to take this today. How do your hips feel and your sacrum? How's your pelvis? And if you're lying down, notice all the parts of your body that are touching the mat or the ground or your bed. How are your legs today? Your knees? Maybe you have a previous injury that when you take the time to notice your body, you can feel the old niggles and those memories from that place. The body holds so much emotion and so much memory that sometimes sitting with your eyes shut and just focusing on the body itself can be a bit overwhelming. How are your lower legs and your feet? And just feel the awareness you've brought to every part of your body. Can you feel your body as a whole right now? Now we've noticed your body, I invite you to notice your breath. Maybe don't change anything, but maybe just feel how it naturally wants to move today. Is it shallow? Is it in your chest? Is it more in your belly, or is it stuck in your ribs? Just see where it is right now. Bring your left hand to your chest and your right hand to your low belly. And gradually bring the breath deeper. So your hands are there to notice if you can feel it. Maybe with your hands there, you're bringing more of an awareness to focus that deepness of the breath into your belly and into your chest. With every inhale, you want to go first deep into the low belly and let it travel up into your chest. And on the exhale, relax everything back down. You want a full inhale, starting at the belly and working its way up. If you can do this through the nose, if you struggle with breathing through your nose, maybe try the inhale through the nose and the exhale through the mouth, and then gradually work your way towards doing it all through the nose. We'll just sit here for a few moments. Nice. And I'm going to invite you to, you're in your own space, you're alone, no one can hear you unless you're doing this with a friend. And I invite you to inhale the biggest inhale you've done all morning, all day, maybe even all of last week. And you want to inhale as deeply as you can and then open mouth exhale like a big sigh. You're going to do that all together 3 times. So inhale, open mouth exhale. Again. Open mouth exhale. One more time. And exhale. Drop your hands and blink your eyes open when you're ready. Great. So now we have a bit more of an awareness of ourselves. I invite you to grab your pen and paper. We're going to do a little bit of a writing task. So I said at the beginning of the video, I think there was a few disruptions, but it is Mental Health Awareness Week this week, and the theme this year is kindness. So maybe throughout your class, you want to think of that, and I invite you to this week, just ask one person. It could be someone you know really, really well, or someone you haven't reached out to in a long time, and I just want you to ask, how are you? It's 3 simple words, but it really can make a difference to someone's day and potentially someone's life. So hopefully, if we all do that, we can make someone's day. Okay, so with the writing task, I want you to, we're going to focus on the senses. So the first one, I want you to write down 5 things you can see. If you're in your bedroom, or your room, or your living room, or a dining room somewhere, write down 5 things you can see right now. So I have a very precarious setup for my laptop. So I can see a lamp facing me to bring some lightness. I've got a cup of tea, my phone, some lavender balm, and a slipper. Maybe that's it. Maybe it's that simple. Take some time and write down 5 things you can see. I'll do all of these written tasks with you, so you don't feel like I'm staring at you during these. Okay, if we've all got that, now I invite you to write down 4 things you can touch. So maybe you need to actively do that. Is it the feeling of your clothes, like the material? Is it a yoga mat, maybe carpet, or whatever kind of flooring you have? Is it your pen and your paper? And maybe just first of all notice how that feels, because each surface will feel totally different to each other. And once you've explored that a little bit, write them down. So 4 things that you can feel, that you can touch with your hands. Okay, and now we're going to write down 3 things you can hear. Maybe it's my voice, maybe you have music on, maybe there's really loud birds outside your window, or there's a truck that's just gone past, or you can hear people in the other room. Maybe there's the ring of electricity, or you can hear white noise from somewhere, or a very distant television or radio. 3 things you can hear. Okay, and let's write down 2 things you can smell. Maybe if you're in your bedroom, you have a candle you can smell, or maybe it's a bit of a stuffy room, so you can smell that kind of stuffiness. Maybe you put on some perfume or deodorant this morning, or there's like a very distinct smell from a yoga mat. Maybe you can smell that. Write down 2 things that you can smell. Okay, and last thing, I want you to write down 1 thing you can taste. I've been sipping away at my tea, so I can taste my tea. Maybe you've just had your breakfast or brushed your teeth, so you can taste toothpaste. We just want to bring a notice to that sensation, which often, when we're not eating, gets lost. So what can you taste? Great. And once you've got all of those things, so your 5 things you can see, 4 things you can touch, 3 things you can hear, 2 things you can smell, and 1 thing you can taste. Take a moment and just read through your list. And at any point you need a drink, feel free. Okay. And I invite you to come back to sitting or lying down with your eyes shut. And I'm going to talk you through some breath work. It's called a box breath. So if you want to open your eyes just to see just now. So we're going to imagine there is the four sides of a box. We're going to breathe in for 4 and then hold the breath for 4. Breathe out for 4 and then hold the breath for 4. That will be our box breath. So just one more time, we're going to breathe in for 4, hold the breath for 4, breathe out for 4, hold the breath for 4. And we'll do that in your own time for 3 or 4 times, up to you. So if you find your position, eyes shut, you can either follow me or do it at your own time. It's totally up to you. So breathe in for 4, hold for 4, out for 4, hold for 4. And again, breathe in for 4, hold for 4, breathe out for 4, and hold for 4. Breathe in for 4, hold, breathe out, and hold. Breathe in and out, oh, and hold, and out, and hold. We'll do it one more time because I messed up. Breathe in for 4, and hold. Breathe out for 4, and hold. Now come back to having your eyes shut, and back to maybe a more deeper breath without the holding. If at any point you lose focus or concentration or other thoughts slip into your mind, notice them. Notice those thoughts coming in and just let them go and come back to either your body scan or your breath. Again, if you're struggling with that, maybe doing a box breath or counting your breath can help you come back to yourself. And while you're here sitting or lying down, I want you to think about your list. Think about the list that you just wrote out. So you can flutter between each. You can focus solely on one. Now, because your eyes are shut, you've cut off one of your senses. You've cut off your sight. And maybe that's heightened the other lists you wrote. Or maybe it's making you crave the sight again. Just notice that. Can you run through your list and remember everything you wrote? Or is it already gone? Are those things or items or tastes or smells, are they different now because you have more of an awareness of them? I want you to come back to focusing on the breath again. While you're here, I'm going to read out a quote. So you can stay with your eyes shut or gaze lowered. And while I read this quote, I want you to just take it in. You don't need to worry about what I've said. Once the storm is over, you won't remember how you made it through, how you managed to survive. You won't even be sure, in fact, whether the storm is really over. But one thing is certain. When you come out of the storm, you won't be the same person who walked in. That's what this storm's all about. I'll read it one more time. Once the storm is over, you won't remember how you made it through, how you managed to survive. You won't even be sure, in fact, whether the storm is really over. But one thing is certain. When you come out of the storm, you won't be the same person who walked in. That's what this storm's all about. That quote is by Haruki Murakami from Kafka on the Shore. I thought that was quite relevant to the situation we're all in. That even when all this is over, we might not know that it is truly over or not, but we will have changed. And maybe that change is just appreciating time, appreciating physical contact and physical proximity with others. If you've lost that deep breath, come back to it. I invite you all to put your hands on your heart and bring a deepness back to your breath. And with your eyes shut, I invite you to put your palms in front of your eyelids to cover your eyes. And under your palms, I invite you to open your eyes, flutter your eyes open. I find myself when in a yoga or meditation class, when I'm asked to open my eyes after being in darkness for so long, it's very disorientating and very can be quite confusing and overwhelming. So I like to first open my eyes under my hands to bring a lighter shade, but not full brightness. So maybe notice how this feels behind your hands. And slowly peel your hands off of your face to let all of the light in. And maybe look around your space. Now you have your sight back. And now come back to your pen and paper when you're ready. And I ask that you just write down anything that came to mind during that, anything that you felt that you can connect to, relate to, or just anything. It could be a word, it could be a full 3 pages, it could be a sentence, or just anything that you feel after doing that. And I'll give you some time to write that down now. It could be about what we just did, about the meditation. It could be about your senses. It could be about the quote or your breath. Maybe you haven't in a long time sat down and giving yourself stillness for half an hour. Maybe you haven't closed your eyes and focused on your breath in a long time, or maybe you do it every day, and it might bring different things every day. And I find it useful to write while I'm moving or practicing. I just find it brings another connection for me. It might not work for everyone, but I'm a big writer, a big pen and paper person. So maybe I'm just giving it to you as a new way of exploring, adding it to maybe your daily routine. Okay. And when you're finished with that, you might still be going, and feel free to do that. Maybe you want to move your body out, give it a bit of a shake or a roll. You've been stuck in one position for a long time, or maybe you moved around a lot. No problem at all. So if you aren't a member of Studio K, they're a fantastic studio and they offer loads of classes, and they're taking new members at the moment online, where you can have unlimited access to a wide range of classes. If you contact either me or Studio K, you can comment on the comments of this video, and yeah, you can find out a bit more about that, or email at info@studiokdance.co.uk. And if you are a member, Tiana is doing a full body blast in 30 minutes on the YouTube channel. If you want to stick around and check that out, make sure to hit subscribe, and if you like this video, maybe like it or comment. And I'm going to be doing it for the whole week, for the whole of Mental Health Awareness Week, and on Thursday it is World Meditation Day. So yeah, hopefully it brought a bit of awareness to your day, to start your day on a Monday. And yeah, let me know also if there's anything you would like me to cover, anything that you want to focus on. If you have like a theme or an intention that maybe you would like to put into the practice, I can also put that in. Yeah, I'm here to listen and talk to you, so I can stick around for a little bit if anyone has anything you want to say or to comment. Yeah, and hopefully if anyone used the playlist, that it helped as well. Thank you for being here today, and even if after this you need to just stay sitting or stay lying down or stay writing, feel free. It doesn't have to stop right now because the video's stopping. Okay, thanks everyone.